Hi guys, welcome to Co-Parenting with a Narcissist 101, War of Many Battles. I'm Kate. Today we're going to talk about forgiving yourself. Yes, forgiving yourself. Uh, you need to, forgive yourself about the signs, and I mentioned this in my last video. Signs and hints. If you sit down, you actually kind of pinpoint certain things that didn't line up that you explained away. You explained away, you justified it. And why? I mean, it's normal behavior, I guess, because, you're trying not to rock the boat, you're trying to have things work. Or you're like, oh, it's not that serious. But that's the mindset we have when we thought we're dealing with a logical person. We didn't know we're dealing with somebody with agenda. We didn't know the agenda is us destroying us. That's the agenda. We didn't know that. So, of course, you're not going to read too many meanings into certain things that you see. So you feel sorry for yourself about missing that. And you feel sorry too, if you're like me. I felt like I stayed too long in 11 years. And I felt like I exposed the kids because towards the end, I noticed that, they kind of huddle against, come close. Whenever I'm around, they're close to me. They're trying not to, they start working on eggshells as well as I am, not to. So they're not expressing themselves. They're not relying on him for anything because they don't want him to flip, So, I felt bad as I think about all that. And then some of you maybe have cut people off, friends, family members you've cut off because of this manipulating, toxic person that you're with. Some people you've told off because of the narcissist when you thought, you're a team. You don't know, you thought, you and him or you and her against the world, but the whole time while your weapon is pointed to the world, defending your fort, their weapon is pointed at you. Matter of fact, you like hopping around landmines thinking it was set by the enemy. Yes, it was set by the enemy, just that you didn't know the enemy that was putting this landmine that you're trying to avoid is the person that's supposed to be standing next to you. And eventually you can wake up and like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. What? Oh, you were the one setting this stuff up. That's how it happens at the, when you figure this out. The whole time I was hopping around dodging landmines that you set for me. My weapon was pointed at the world, thinking that we're defending our fort, but yours was pointed at me. And I haven't looked at you sideways to notice that, wait a minute, oh, you're pointed in the wrong direction. And I'm like, no, you are the enemy. We need to take you out. So some people you might have cut out of your life because, this person. Now you know why he had you or she had you cut these people out, because they can't see you with a good support system. They can't see you with a good support system. So they will dismantle that. They will have you bumping heads with friends that are loyal to that might help you see the light, or maybe the people that have seen the behavior, especially the covert narcissism, which the ones that so charismatic outside, they are the good, the people loving people. Oh, he's so nice person. Oh, he can't do that. That's what I was hearing, because if some of my family members were like, wait a minute, are you serious? I'm not making this shit up. But he wasn't like that. He was yeah, that's how they appear. They are like acting every time they're in character. So the key, it's hard for some people to reconcile what I'm saying after the fact versus what they were seeing. So, but if narcissists already see the kind of support system you have, whether it be friends or family, and they'll find a way to have you cut off from these people. And that's one of the things you got to forgive yourself when you realize, yeah, we've been played. They played us from day one. And at some point is to me as well is like it kind of like you're not loving yourself enough to put yourself first. You weren't happy, you weren't comfortable, something is not right. And this has gone beyond the normal fixing relationship, quote unquote, marriage or whatever, fixing. No, this wasn't it. This was behind enemy lines. That's how it felt like to me. I'm behind enemy lines. How are you going to be behind enemy lines when you're in your house? I mean, how are you going to come home for somebody like me? I come home, I'm telling you, immediately I turn on my street, coming back from work or anything, my mind skips. Like my heart is beating fast. It's like you're going into a war zone. So I sometimes reflect on that and that why did I think it was okay to be feeling this way about who I'm with? Why didn't I think that this is not right for me? Why did I stay long and have sort of unconsciously enabled this person, because that's what it is enable this person to continue acting this way, because every time they do something you kind of bend a little bit, just so to, because I think we're still, it's part of it is being, you don't even know what you're dealing with. You think this is a normal relationship, so you bend, but every time you bend, unfortunately signals to the the narcissist. Remember, the target is not to bend you, it's to break you. They want to, when they're done with you, whether you leave them or they leave you, they want you completely on the ground, nothing. You can't, like you're mentally out, you're mentally done, you're financially ruined. You have no friends because congratulations to them, they succeeded in isolating you from everybody. So they want you beat down, broken, especially if they found you to be a maybe independent person, successful person, self-confident person. When they met you, all those things that I was saying earlier in the videos that attracted them to you. So when they leave, they want you to doubt yourself. They want you to, all the gaslighting they did while they were with you, they want you to self-doubt. They want the self-esteem to be below zero, sense of self. They want to leave you broken. So as you reflect on this, you ask yourself, why did I think this was okay for me to be feeling this way about this person, about this situation, as I still stayed? Why did I expose me and my children to this situation? And the answers could be, you might rely 100% on this person. You might you can financially it's not feasible, for you. That's another one of the big things. It's not feasible to go anywhere, to leave, or the children. But I can tell you, with the children, when we say we stay for the children, no, we can't stay for the children. You can't. That is not. The children would be worse. And at least if I'm going by my own children, it's like the relief I felt when after the divorce, and I was watching the kids. Towards the end they were withdrawn as time went on. Pretty much how I was doing, where I was talking less. I wasn't like trying to rock the boat. I'm trying not to trip on anything that was laid out. Walking on eggshells, pretty much. They started doing the same thing. So, but afterwards I saw the change. The same, peace of mind I had, even though, I was going through all this, where he's still trying to sabotage me, with the credit cards and all that stuff. But for the first time, I turned on the street. I was coming home one night, turned on the street, and I was so happy. I was running home, because prior to this, I used to stop at the store every time coming back from work, just so I could delay coming home. The only reason I came home at the time was because my children at home, you know. But now I find myself, oh, I'm going home. I'm really, really happy to be going home, you know. So it's feeling sorry for yourself is okay. Is okay, but forgiving yourself is very important. You have to forgive yourself to be able to do what you're about to do. But it's about to be a bumpy ride, I can tell you. You know, as we go, we can you see how crazy it gets. You forgive yourself. It's very important to healing. Is very important to for the next step, the move forwards. If you're leaving or you're already left, you know, of course, it goes without saying, if there's any form of physical abuse, you know, we already got the emotional abuse, the financial abuse, and all the other abuse in there. If it's physical abuse, you know, there's no question. You don't even need any steps. You gotta go. You have to go for help. You gotta go for help. Remember who we're dealing with here. These people don't have empathy. They don't have the ability to feel what you're feeling. They don't want to feel what you're feeling. It's about them, because feeling what you're feeling is stepping away from them. They can't step away from. This is about them. This show is about, the world is revolving around them. It's all about them. You know. So you got to forgive yourself. That you really have to forgive yourself to be able to move forward. You have to forgive yourself. It's very important. Unfortunately, it happened to us. We are fortunate to run into this type of people, but forgive yourself for you to be able to heal properly, because you need to heal to be able to raise these children. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, is these people are not fit to raise anybody. They can't raise a goat. The sure as hell cannot raise children. So you be the parent, and for you to do this, your mind need to be right. And for you to mind to be right, you need to go through this process and forgive yourself. Acknowledge what happened to you. You know? And then forgive yourself. You cry your eyes out, do everything you got to do. I did all that. You know? Do everything you need to do. But after you forgive you, I look at forgiving yourself as putting on your shoes to leave the house. You know, you're ready to get up now. You know, that is the final stage of, okay, you know, putting your shoes on, putting your boots on, tie it, and out you go. That's how I look at it. So forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, get your mind right, and everything else follows. Take care, Kate.